Hello guys, welcome to this video. In the previous video, we discussed about variables and we also touched data types like int, float, string, and boolean data type. We go as fast as getting input from the user through the terminal, that's through the terminal. Then we do one or two things with it. So the task from the last video was to declare a variable first name, last name, and age, and get the input of first name, last name, and age from the terminal. Then print it out for the user to see. So in today's video, we're going to look at string operations and also type conversion using Python. Before we go to what we have, we'll go into what we have today. We're going to solve the task first. We're going to solve the task first before we now go into what we have today. If you have not watched the previous video, this is our channel. You can go and search for Goodisoft channel. Then you're going to come to playlist. If you open the playlist section on the channel, you're going to see some playlist. Then you can look for Python playlist, this particular one. You're going to see all of the video that there for now. It's just two videos, but keep on populating the playlist. Right. So from there, you're going to see what we've done right from the very beginning, so you can follow along. If you find this video useful, please like the video, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let's go to what we have for today. So based on that, I'm just going to create a new file out here. Let me leave this one here. I'll create a new project. I'm going to call it project3.py py like so. So we're going to start from here. So the last task we're going to um, work on now. So the task was declare variables first name, last name, and age. Then get the input from the terminal of the user. Clear this. So the first thing I'm going to do is to declare the variable that's first underscore name equals to I want to call the input method in Python, which will allow the user to type. Then I'll say enter your first name, first name. All right. So now if I run this program now, let's just say what we have. I'm going to clear this terminal now. So I'll run Python 3. Remember, I'm using Python 3, but if you're using Windows, definitely it's going to be normal Python. So your own is going to be Python project.py, like so, Python project3.py. This is how your own will be if you are using Windows or if you're not using Python 3. So I'm using Python 3. I'll be running my Python code with Python 3 project.py. Note that. So if I run this, you're going to see this on the terminal. Enter your first name. So I can type my name. Let me say you. Right. So okay, if I hit on this, that means I can grab this name. I just enter straight away here. So that is for one. So let me get the same with last name. So I'm going to call last underscore name equals to input in the same thing. Input like so. Enter my last name and last name. All right, so we'll do the same for age. So I'm going to call it age equals to input. Then the input is going to be enter your age. Enter your age. All right. So I have this all done. So the next thing I'm going to do is to print all these things out to the terminal. So I can just print like so. Okay. So I'm going to say I can say print first name like so as a string, first name, first name like so. Then I'll add comma at the end and say first name, which is the variable up there. Then I can do the same thing for last name. So last name, last name. All right, so I can say last underscore name, and the H print last name. Sorry, H. All right, so H. So that's it. So what this means is that after all the input has been entered, it's going to print all this out. So let's test it. Right, so hit and enter. First name, I'll say Goody. Enter. Last name, let me use Fishman. Then age, I'm going to use 26 or 25. There. So this is the output we're going to get, right? First name, last name. But look, we have three print statements. I'm going to show you another way that you can print this out without using this three print statement with just one print statement. All right. So instead of doing three, I can do print, only one print, print. Then I'm going to use if, then quote, right? Okay, this if stand for the format we want, right? Okay, so I'll now be able to substitute the value of my first name and destiny. So I can just say first name, like so. Like I can substitute the value of my first name inside curly braces, then call it first name, like so. Okay. So if I want everything to be in a new line, right? I'm going to put backward slash n, right? Backward slash n stand for new line. That's take me to the new line, right? Okay. So I can now say first name, I can now say last name, last name, then the same last name, the same with backward slash n. I want all of them to be in this string and have their new lines. When this is printed, before this will print, it's going to take me to this new line that if I know what I want. Right. So last name, so I can have H. Last thing, so I can pass in H. All right, so I'm going to comment out this. I'm just going to comment it out, right? So if I run this again, Python 3, project 3, py, like so, we're still going to enter to the, so then Benson, then 25. All right, if I click on enter, I'm still going to have the same thing. So instead of using print all over, you can just write all the script in just one line, right? Okay, this is another way how you can display a string value with a variable at the same time. All right, that was interesting. By the way, you might think what I just did here for this to turn up like so. So this is what we call comment in Python programming. You use the hash. If I go hash in front, anything I'm going to write will be seen as comment. So comments are used by the developers to explain their code, what they are actually doing, the compiler will ignore it. It will not print it out. So even though I run this, anything that is in front of this hash will not be printed. All right. So that's what I did. All right. So guys, this is the task, and I believe you got it right. All right. Let's go to what we have for today. I'm just going to remove this. We want to discuss about string operations today. Remember, in our previous video, we discussed about basic data types where we talk about uh, int, float, string, and boolean values. So we said that string is anything on double or single quotes, right? Which mathematical operation cannot be carried on them like multiplication, addition, unless they are being converted to numbers. So that's what we call string. So that's what we want to see. What can we do with string value? So I'm going to remove this. So if I have a string value, maybe let me say name. Should we say um, names of people? One is I can do. Let me say names. Names equals to I have this. I can have pencil with comma John, comma Grace, Grace are invited. All right. So if I have this, right, as a string, what can I do with this? Now, that's what we call string operations. If I do names, dot, like so, you're going to see all these things. This is what we call methods, right? What you can possibly do with this string. Like, for example, I can I can convert the string to uppercase, lowercase. I can find a certain string. I can find a string and replace it with something else and all that. I can split the string. So let's just try something. If I do names dot split like so, it's going to divide the string into what if I want to use and split and like separate them into their individual listing. If I do with comma like this, that means anywhere you see comma, separate it into is like a separate word. They should not join together again. So if I store this in another variable called split name, the okay, name, separate name. So I'm going to have, if I print the separate name out here, separate name, you're going to see what we'll have. Let me clear the terminal and run this code. Yeah. So I'm going to say Python 3 project 3 py straight away. So this is what we're going to have. All these names will be split with comma. They will not going to be one sentence again. But normally the original string, let me print the original string for you. Print original string, like so. If I have the original string as name, let me run it again. So when this is the original string, everything is one, right? In one straight line, right? Like so. But here I can access individual string is being splitted. That's how one of the operations you can carry out with string. Apart from that, Another string operation we can carry out is what we call uppercase. So names dot upper is going to return the uppercase of this number. Let me put this in a print statement. So we're going to get the output. So dot upper. If I print this again, Python 3 project 3.py. If I run this again, we're going to get this compacted to lowercase. The same way, if I do name dot lower, we're going to get it dot lower. We're going to get this compacted to lowercase. The same way, everything will be compacted to lowercase. That's what we can do. And as well, we can get find. We can also find if I have print like so, names the find. I'm going to provide what I want to find the string. If I say John, like so, it's going to return the index of where John is. If I run this, it's going to return it. That means John is at index 8, right? That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7, 8. So the very starting of the character is where it will return. All right, so that is what we can do with string. Another thing we can look at, we can replace some string. Let's say we have print, we say names replace like so. The replace you're going to provide the originals, the string you want to replace and the new string. So if I say replace praise like so, with the new string we want to replace it with, let me say Peter, Peter like so. If I print this, let me comment this out and just do highlight, then control forward slash will comment it out automatically. So if I run this program now, you're going to see that it will replace this Chris with Peter, right? Like what we have here. You see, all right. So this is some operations you can do with string. There are many other operations you can do with string, but as we continue, you will definitely understand. All right. So next thing I want to discuss in this video is type conversion. Okay, just if we have something like this, maybe um, if we have let's say score equals to input, remember, let's say 50, right? And you have text, right? Test score equals to, let's say, 40 or 10, 10, like so. If I want to find the summation of this sum, let's say total, rather, total equals to, if I say score plus um, test score, right? Like so. The answer I'm going to get will not be correct. Right? So printing total now, total right away. All right. So let me just comment this out. Let me remove it totally. Okay. If I print this, I'll clear my screen. If I print this running Python 3 project 3.py, I'm going to get this error. You get can only concatenate string, not int. You said that? So this is a problem. It shows that this is a string data type, while this is a number. To add them together is going to be a problem. So if you want to carry out mathematical operation, this two, you definitely going to convert this particular string to a number. Then you can achieve that by wrapping the entire of this with what we call int, like so. You can wrap it here. Sorry, you can wrap the score there. So this will convert the string 50 to number 50 that will allow for the addition of this. So if you run this again, you're going to get your 60. Very fine. So this is what we call converting from string to a number. But if you're having like sentence like you cannot do that. You know it's not going to work because it's not a number. So definitely it's going to be a number that we'll be trying to convert, a number string that we'll be trying to convert to a number data. All right. So another thing you can do, you can convert into number, and also if you are doing like division, let's say division of this number, or you have like a floating point number, like something like 50.5, like so. You're not going to use int. Instead, you're going to convert the string to float. So you're going to use float, like so. So it will definitely convert it to this. So if you run this, you're going to have a floating point number 60.5, right? So you convert string to float and to int. So how about you have this a number, then you want to convert it to a string. You can use string to do that. You can maybe you have, let's say, date, and that date equals to a number, maybe 20 dash 50 dash 10, like so. You want to convert it to string, you can use the str method and pass in the date inside. Automatically that will convert it. So you store new date, new dates. All right, straight away. I'm going to put the new date here, new date. So if I run this out here, you're going to get the new dates. Now, did not get anything up there. Okay, I got minus 40 because this is trying to do it as mathematics, like trying to minus it. It's just trying to say it as number. But the main point is you use str to convert anything to string. These are the conversion you need to know in Python. All right, guys. So I'm just going to do one simple example where you can apply this. Then I'm going to drop a taxi, which you're going to look into it and you try to do it. So for instance, we want to do a simple getting number and all these things from the user and perform one or two things. So we can have input. Maybe we have cells, cells equals to input, input. Let's call it total cells equals to input, enter total cells, enter total cells. All right. So you know total sales, let's just say expenses. We call it expenses. Expenses right away. Total expenses. Total expenses. So I'm still going to get the input, enter total expenses. Expenses. All right. Okay, so now the idea is I want to get the total sales and get the total expenses, then minus the total expenses from the total sales. We are going to get the actual profits. That's what I want to do. So if the user enter this, I'm going to say profit equals to total total sales total sales minus, all right, minus total expenses. This is what I want to do. So mm, I'm going to print today's profit. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pass in the profit, which is this. All right, so the idea is the user will enter the total sales and enter the total expenses for the day. Then I'm going to carry out this subtraction, then I'll get the total profit. So let's run it and see how it goes. But the problem here is anything you'll be getting from input as number is going to be in a string format, right? So this is where you need to convert it to number before you can get this. Let's just run it first and see the problem. All right. So total sales, let me say 750,000. Then total expenses 150,000. All right, and so this is the problem, right? We cannot do this thing. So what we can likely do is to convert this to integer, right? Way integer the same way here we're going to convert it using this method int integer straight away. All right. So with this, we'll be able to get the actual answer. Let's run it again and see. So 750,000 for today, then 120,000. Boom. So we get the profits. That's the profit. This is where you can apply this conversion. Guys, I believe you would like the lectures. Please give us a thumb up, subscribe to our channel, and drop any comment in the comment section below. So I'm going to drop a task. Oh, the task for today is a simple calculator. You're going to program a simple calculator. Program a simple calculator that just takes two numbers and add them together. Program a simple calculator that takes two numbers from the terminal and add together. Add them together. All right. So there's it. For example, you're going to have a variable like maybe num1, right? You remember its input equals to input and num2. Then you're going to perform the sign for addition is just plus sign like so. That's for addition of two numbers. All right, guys. Uh, Remember to drop your screenshot on the comment section down. If you have any question, you can ask on the comment section down. If you have any problem, you can reach out to us. We're going to answer you as fast as possible. Like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. In the next video, we'll be talking about arithmetic operators. That's operators using Python programming like arithmetic, assignment operators, logical operators, and comparison operators. See you guys in the next video.